Sign.
All right, very good.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lee Eck, Vice Chair of the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency. I want to welcome everybody to the regular meeting for the IDA Wednesday, October 23rd. 5 minutes, 12:15. First matter of the agenda is the roll call. We
All but Liz and Chris Bettis, right?
duly noted, and we'll have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes. The minutes are included in the packet unless anybody has any additions or corrections. Can we take a motion?
So moved. Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, moving on to report of the chief financial officer.
Thank you, Jack. For your consideration, we provided the financial periods from period ending September 30th, 2024. In this period end, revenue is 109% of budget, expenses are 107%. Variance is due to a combination of factors, including the occurrence of expenses that are subject to reimbursement, along with project costs that have increased financially as well. An interesting year in that 72% of our anticipated project revenue will close in Q4. So there are some seasonalities to these numbers, but again, we expect to close the year with approximately $3.8 million in cash. Represents almost 4 years of reserves. So the balance sheet remains strong. With no anomalous revenue or expense activity. Let's take any questions or comments.
Question?
Nope.
All right. Thank you very much. Moving on now to unfinished business. First item on the agenda is the Center Square LLC. And I will turn this over to Andy.
I'll give a brief recap of the project and where we've been in our analysis to date, and then turn it back to the chair for the resolutions. This project is the new construction of approximately 12 market rate apartment units on Albany County Land Bank property, which is currently vacant in the north end of Albany. This project was the subject of a public hearing at our October Finance Committee meeting, during which no comments were received, either written or via email. We did, however, at the onset of the project, circulate a letter of support from the local common council member, Mr. Kelly Kimbrough, in support of the project as well. So that being said, if there's any additional questions, the project applicant had a scheduling conflict. They could not make it here with us, but has been present previous meetings.
Thank you, Andy. We can move right on to our seeker resolution. I have a resolution concurring in the determination by the City of Albany Planning Board as lead agency for the environmental review of the Center Square LLC proposed project.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next, we can move on to the pilot deviation.
Page number.
Okay,
There we go.
so, sorry. Resolution authorizing a deviation from the agency's uniform tax exemption policy in connection with the proposed payment in lieu of tax agreement to be entered into by the agency in connection with the proposed Center Square LLC project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Here. And now we have the commercial retail finding resolution. We have a resolution A determining that the proposed Center Square LLC project is a commercial project, and B, making certain findings required under the general municipal law. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
approving. And so before we move on to the approving resolution, we just wanted to note for the record that as we do with all properties requesting real property tax abatement, that extensive cost benefit analysis has been performed on this project and has been reviewed with the board subsequent to this meeting.
I have a resolution authorizing execution of documents in connection with a leaseback transaction for a project for Center Square LLC, the company. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Thank you very much, everyone. Believe we can move on to number G, the Equity Residential Development LLC at 67 Livingston Ave, a public hearing resolution. And it's over back to Andy.
Yes, this is the new construction of 57 units of purpose-built affordable housing at the intersection of Livingston Avenue and Broadway. The commercial space will be, it's intended to be a ground floor use that will complement Cap Rep and be some sort of artist gallery space. And additionally, the second commercial space, as we're viewing it, would be 10 units, 10 of the residential units being utilized to house the performers coming to Cap Rep for shows. So we did talk about this project in depth at the Finance Committee meeting in October, and we expect to talk about it again in depth next month after the Finance Committee as well. We do have a representative, David, of the project is here with us today if there's any questions. Of note, this project was the recipient of $2 million in Downtown Revitalization Initiative funding, and also was one of the 2 projects within the city of Albany housing tax credits in the most recent round that was completed by Homes and Community.
It'll be a welcome addition.
Lots of leverage.
Welcome improvement to that block.
Okay, do we have any other comments from the board? If not, we'll go to a resolution authorizing the interim chief executive officer of City of Albany Industrial Development Agency to hold a public hearing regarding a proposed project to be undertaken for the benefit of Equity Residential Development LLC. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you next month.
Thanks. Okay, that's everything under unfinished business. We can move on now to new business. First item is Man Realty LLC, 90 South Swan Street. And I'll turn it back over to you.
Sure, and very briefly, we have, staff did reach out to the project beneficiary. We were assured that they would have representation here, and no, they do not. But nonetheless, myself and Olivia did conduct a site visit, earlier this month. September, on flies. So, I think Olivia is gonna give you a bit of history about the project and also walk us through some of what we saw there, before we get into the request of the.
Thanks. So the project partner is Man Realty LLC, located at 90 South Swan, it's at the intersection of Swan and Fleet Streets. This project closed with the IDA in July of 2022. It was approved for sale and tax exemptions, mortgage supporting tax exemptions, and real property tax exemptions. This project involves a conversion of a mostly vacant office building totaling 61 residential units with approximately 1,000 square feet of commercial retail space, totaling an investment of about $9 million. This project did come before the board last December for a first extension of the sales tax exemption letter from December of 2023 through August of this year. Staff received a subsequent request in September. The formal request letter is included in the board packet. And it is requesting an additional 6 months extension, which would take us through February, the end of February of 2025. The project representative supported delays due to long equipment lead times. Building's electrical system required significant updates. They are expecting those parts in December of 2024. They also cited difficulties in securing sufficient local labor to meet their community spending requirements. As Andy mentioned, we did visit in September. You can see in the photos, most of the units or all of the units are nearing completion. I believe they just need to install appliances. The common spaces have a little more work to be done. Roughing and framing has been completed, and they're waiting to complete the electric system before they finish those areas. Again, the request at hand is a second extension of the sales tax exemption letter through February 2025. So if the board has any questions for staff. That also.
That could be our project representative. Any questions in the intro?
No. Mm-mm. Any issues with this request that we should be aware of, or? Fairly straightforward, I think.
Curious as if there's any issues with the request that we should be aware of.
I don't think so. We do have a representative here with us, that just arrived.
Great.
I don't think so. I think it would be, the recommendation of staff that this is the last and final extension. Based on what we saw during our site visit, we don't think there should be an issue getting this complete in 6 months, whatsoever. So that would be, the recommendation of staff. Of note, and for the record, the request letter did cite, as one of the factors of the delay, the difficulty in finding, local labor. We will, this project, since it is not complete, has not reported to us. That was a community commitment. We will be, looking at that very closely when that reporting comes in. Once a certificate of occupancy is issued, and we can and will report back on that if it is sufficient for whatever appropriate action if the board decides to take.
Right.
I guess we can move on to resolutions consenting second modification of basic document. We have a resolution authorizing the execution by City of Albany Industrial Development Agency of a certain second modification agreement in connection with the Man Realty LLC project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Okay, next item under new business is the 2025 City of Albany Industrial Development Agency budget and the possible 2025 budget approval resolution.
All set. There are no questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll turn that back to Andy. Oh, okay.
This is-
You're technically correct.
Have the same answer.
There you go.
Thank you, Chair. We're pleased to present. City of Albany idea budget review. This was initially drafted back in September. Since the initial creation, there has been one modification that is unanticipated. It's the exit of the external audit firm. Originally budgeted for a nominal increase over the prior year engagement rates. Since been conducting a procurement review for replacement firm. So this budget reflects the fee that would have originally been anticipated to be paid to the incumbent firm. Not materially different, but just wanted to make note of that. Procurement was done with agreements with established policies. Firms solicited were appropriate professional capacity and reputation. So we expect to have that concluded shortly. With that said, the agency is expecting to budget a surplus of approximately $284,000 for the year. It's primarily made up of the closing of 4 anticipated projects for 1.57 million. It's 95% of our revenue next year is based on this 4 projects that goes in. Expenses for the agency, a little over $1 million, 1.1 million. Yeah, we would note that audit expenses are budgeted to be somewhat higher. That number is yet to be determined. So the math works out to be $284,000 budget surplus. Ending cash balance, at the end of next fiscal year, approximately $4.1 million. This trends again to about 4.4 years, call it, of operating expense surplus. Again, this is substantially unchanged from what was initially presented, but we're happy to take questions, concerns, or comments at this point.
Any projected projects for next year, market rate, or are they, low income?
The only market rate project that I think we have projected to close would be the one just approved, Center Square.
Okay.
Which would, if it stays on track, would be at some point in first quarter. So,
Then you could just note for the record, the
Yes.
postings and all that
Yes.
stuff that we did in advance.
sure, so for the record, since this was moved with a positive recommendation from the Finance Committee in September, it was posted for the mandatory period of time at City Hall. It was also distributed to the mayor and the president of the county council for our policy. So we are complying with all posting requirements. And obviously, this will be, if and when it is approved by the board, it will be submitted by the end of the month to Paris. And it will also, the final budget will be posted to the agency's website as well.
Question? Okay. I have a resolution approving the 2025 budget of the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you so much. We can move now on to other business. We want to start with the agency update.
Sure, and I'll start and then maybe take a few for anything else. So I wanted to start with one staffing update, and unfortunately Renee isn't here today due to scheduling conflicts, but I did want to make this board aware that I have a resignation for Renee McFarland as her family has recently relocated back up to Clinton County, and so she'll be joining her family upstate and has employment geared up for there. So we're sad to lose Renee and sad that she's not here for parting of ways, but I'm sure she'll see some of you folks in her other line of work as well. And she is still working with Capitalized Albany and the IDA until November 1st. So she may be in person at other times that you might be able to catch her and wish her good luck. And she might actually be listening to the live stream right now, so. Hi, Renee, if you're on there.
On her off day.
So I just also wanted to note that we do have a senior economic developer position under Capitalized Albany posted. So if anybody would like to share that, that's up on our website on a link. We've also included it on LinkedIn. We've posted it. We've sent it to New York State EDC. And we'll be working on getting it out there. We just sent it to the Capitalized Albany Board of Directors before I came down. So hopefully we'll get good bites on that and add to the quality team that we have presently. So we'll go there. And then other staffing updates, but training related, we have a number of folks geared up to attend the IDA's Fall Academy. I believe that's what it's called. And also I believe there's a panel in the works between Hutch and Russ and Andy as a.
Andy is gracious to accept the chance to be on the panel. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Andy, I think that brings us to the Common Council report, right? If that's.
Yeah, one thing, and I apologize, I actually didn't brief you on this before. We did yesterday, hot off the presses, received our monthly update from 1211 Western Ave that Maria will be passing around now. If you go down the page about 3/4 of the way, the only real update is that it paused construction for the repair and pavement of the road reportedly. So we'll be keeping our eye on that. The sales tax exemption certificate that was extended in August does expire again. on the 31st of this month. So should they want or need additional sales tax exemptions, they will be back in front of this body in November to request that. We have not received the request yet. So stay tuned there. If there's any additional questions or concerns, we can also relay those to the development team in the meantime.
I think pause construction to deal with the sidewalk and road.
We'll
It's
we'll pose,
late, but
we'll pose that question to
Yeah.
them and we'll circulate their response to this board.
You can do down and walk at the same time, right? Maybe, I don't know.
But we will follow up with that today.
Thanks.
Yes, and yeah, sorry. So what we also wanted to do was we have completed our annual IDA report that we do each year that is put up on our website, obviously distributed to the board prior to that and also distributed to the common council. So feel free to take a look at this. We'll also be at the CRC meeting, be distributing that report. If there's any questions or comments or any suggested additions or future editions of this, please reach out to staff. But generally, this is meant as a really, I think, in-depth snapshot of what the IDA is about and what was accomplished in the previous year.
Are you speaking to the council or have you spoken to them?
We have reached out to set a date, based on the volume of activity they had. They said they would reach back out to us in November to set up that date, so we're on standby. I'd like to thank Olivia for the work she did on this report, which was extensive and a lot of number crunching, so thank you for that. I think that's it.
thankfully we got everything. Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay, moving on to compliance. Under compliance.
Sure. Sure. Sorry. You're looking at me now.
We're just tapping the eyeballs around.
So, on September
Thank you.
September 20th, we received notice that the existing audit firm is exiting the engagement. We received an intent to non-renew, immediate effect. Subsequent to receiving that letter, we conducted thorough procurement, engaged 5 firms. We received multiple written quotes. And again, we are well positioned to conduct the upcoming audit. We have a few options. Either one I think would be suitable for our purposes, and we will hope to finalize that and take the staff recommendation back to the audit for subsequent review and approval. Field work to commence is scheduled, and we haven't noticed any issues that would prevent us from conducting this in a normal fashion.
We do have the audit committee here with us today with Joe, Darius, and John, but as with all committees, we highly encourage any board members to attend, especially since we will be introducing a new auditor, which this body has not seen in many years. So if you can make that, you're highly encouraged to do so. We'll be reaching out to the committee chair and the 2 other committee members to solidify dates, but we will, this will need to be done in November so that we can move forward with the engagement and the audit itself, which typically commences in December.
Thank you very much. Do we have anything else under compliance? Okay, next item is capitalize Albany Corporation, the Liberty Party acquisition assistance. Do we need to go into?
We do, we're just to go into executive session. Pending litigation.
Okay, we have a motion to go into executive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, just want to let everyone know, we just came out of executive session, discussing possible litigation. There was no action taken during, the session. And I believe that's all we have. We have any other business?
No.
All right, we can go on with adjournment.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?